Each year, more than 100 babies are born in the UK, missing part of one or both arms and hands. For many of the families of these children, it is the first time they will have come across such a disability. Hello and welcome to a discussion about discovering your child has an upper limb deficiency. And I'm joined by the Faulkner family, the Place family, and also by Sian Brooks, who is a trustee at Reach. And for you, Sian, it was a very personal involvement, wasn't it?
My son Joe, he was born 17 years ago with his hand missing, and it was a real shock when it first happened. To be honest, I think my world just fell apart just in those few minutes. But then when I got taken up to special care with my husband, he was just gorgeous, you know. But yeah, it was a big shock.
Stuart, you were nodding your head there about that sort of moment, and of course for you and Sarah when Sophie was born. Maybe talk us through, you know, your emotions and how you were feeling when you first discovered.
They passed me this little bundle wrapped up, which was Sophie, and I was sort of having a look and just sort of quite amazed, in a little daydream, different world really. And this little hand tried to appear out of the towel. She was trying to get her thumb in her mouth, so I sort of helped her a little bit and I moved her hand, and when I moved her hand I looked and I thought, well, there's only 3 fingers there, and I must have counted them hundreds of times, and I just my emotions just hit the ground. I felt like the end of the world, and I looked at Sarah after about 10 minutes, and Sarah could see that I'd sort of got tears in my eyes, and we had no idea. The scans hadn't picked anything up. Scans were good. Everything looked fine. They counted everything out. Everything should have been there, and when Sophie turned up, there was a finger missing. But no, it was to me like the end of the world. You feel like the only person in the world that's ever gone through it.
So Sarah, when you know your emotions are at a real high at that moment, yeah. You know, so many things going on in your brain, and then you get given that news by Stuart. What was your initial feeling, reaction?
The first thing that went through my mind is the midwives didn't say, and obviously, like Stuart said, it wasn't picked up on scan, so, you know, I didn't even sort of at that point think that far back. I thought, well, surely the midwives must have noticed.
So Sian, putting this in some form of perspective, how many children are actually born with an upper limb deficiency?
There's about 1 in 30,000.
So Mike and Kate, your daughter Hallie, how did you first discover about her?
We discovered the moment she was born. We'd had a couple of scans, and we'd had the reports through saying that there was 10 fingers and 10 toes, so we weren't expecting anything at all. She was born after a 36-hour labour, so you know we were both quite afraid at the time. And she came out. They immediately put her on Kate's chest. I spotted it within a couple of seconds, and my immediate reaction was, "Why aren't they doing anything? Have they spotted it?" And I think you sort of spotted it then, and said, "There's something wrong with her hand." And I kept thinking, well, they're going to do something about it. They'll sort it out. It's fine. And then I can't remember what the midwife said, but she leant down to Kate and said, you know, it's okay. You know, she might struggle, but she'll be okay. And that's when I knew that it was something that wasn't going to change. And that's when I knew it was something that was going to be permanent, I suppose.
It was obviously very tired, and you know you kind of confused, I guess, because they put her on me and she was wrapped up, but it's the left hand, which is her affected hand, was sticking up through the towel, so you could only see that hand. So saying that there's something wrong with her hand, and nobody said anything. And I'm saying there's something wrong with her hand. There's something wrong with her. What else is wrong with her? All that was going through my mind was just, well, if that's wrong, what else is wrong? And it felt like hours of silence. It can't have been, I guess, but this midwife said, she's beautiful, just enjoy her. And I thought that meant that there was other things wrong, and I thought that meant that this baby was going to die, and it was awful. I mean, if you'd have known before, it would have been fine. It was just, you know, that moment that's supposed to be the most wonderful moment ever, and it was one of the worst moments of my life, because I just thought my baby was going to die. That was my I suppose, you're so tired, you see something wrong, no one's talking, no one will answer you, and
So guys, I can imagine one of the big questions you must be thinking when you first discover is the why.